Today on a Bearded Movie Guy looks at Blade Runner. Yeah, it's a classic Ridley Scott sci-fi film. It's Classic Tuesdays. Let's get to it. Brought to you by the Bearded Movie Guy. Hi, I'm the Bearded Movie Guy. Today on Classic Tuesdays, I'm looking at Blade Runner. Now, Blade Runner is kind of the godfather of movies, of cyber-type movies, cyberpunk, cyber, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Directed by Ridley Scott, and some people love it, some people hate it. I actually kind of fall in the middle. Let me tell you about it. Blade Runner is about a guy named Rick Deckard, who is a kind of cop, or was a cop, that hunts down synthetic people. People that are android type people that are so close that you can't even tell they're not people until you do a test on them. They revolted once and they got banned from Earth, and now they're only allowed to be used in the outer colonies, and he's the cop that has to hunt them down, and he's kind of being pulled out of retirement because he didn't want to do it anymore, and they needed him because they had 4 replicants that they think are on Earth that came from a colony that stole the ship. Anyways, so he's the guy who's hunting them down, and that's all I'm going to tell you about the story. Because guess what? You should have seen this movie by now, and if you haven't, that's okay. Go watch the movie. My wife hadn't seen the movie. We went to watch it one night a couple weeks ago, and she really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Now, I will say, I saw the final cut. There are a gazillion cuts. Actually, there's like 4. But 4, yeah. There's his original cut, which the studio made him release, and then there's like a studio cut, and then there's another cut. What we watched was the final cut, which was Ridley Scott's, what he says is what he wanted for the movie. In the very first theatrical cut, like Harrison Ford's character does a lot of overdubbed dialogue where he's talking and giving a lot of exposition about the world and what's going on. None of that happens in this one. So if you haven't seen that and you don't know all that extra stuff, you just gotta learn what the world is by watching him go through the world, which is fine. It's good. This movie looks beautiful. Considering this was made in 1982, the effects are still spectacular. The background paintings, the city, the overall imagination of the whole thing is just fantastic. Ridley Scott is really on his game. You can see what he can do when he's passionate about a project and he's not just phoning it in. The counselor. The direction is great, the look is amazing, and the cast. Harrison Ford as Deckard is just fantastic. He gives this really layered performance, which still gives people today questions about what was going on, about some background stuff that if you've seen the movie, maybe you know about. So if you've seen the movie, you may still have no clue what I'm talking about, and that's okay. That probably backs up his side of the story, and that's for another time. You have Sean Young, who probably gives her best performance in film. I'm not a big fan of hers, but she does great in this. And Rutger Hauer. Oh, I love Rutger Hauer, especially young Rutger Hauer stuff. He is just fantastic. The rest of the cast really good. You got Daryl Hannah, Edward James Olmos, Byron James, Emmett Walsh. It's a great cast. It shines with the performances, especially of Harrison Ford and Rutger Hauer. Now, again, a lot of stuff's been said about this film. I'm not going to go into it all. I'm just going to say I really liked this film. It's not for everyone, but I really liked it. I enjoy it for what it is. You can debate all you want about what was going on with certain characters and is this person or isn't this person what you think they are or not. And that's fine because people still do that to this day. But as an overall film, I really like Blade Runner. It's a classic movie. It's essential sci-fi watching. And I give it 4.5 beards out of 5. It is a little slow. That's probably why I'm not giving it 5. So thanks for watching. Have you seen Blade Runner? Do you like Blade Runner? Do you hate Blade Runner? Because there are a lot of haters out there, and that's okay. And apparently, they're finally doing a sequel, which I don't understand why they need one now, but they're doing one. I'll watch it. And until next time, stay bearded, everyone. You're watching Bearded Movie Guys Classic Tuesdays. Yeah, always talking about Blade Runner. Yeah, you gotta watch the movie even if you've never watched the movie at least once. Like put it in your I saw this movie once category. I've seen it like 6 times, but you know, it's once is fine. Yeah. Subscribe and tell your friends. And as always, yo to safe.